Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Duvel Morgat. This is the famous Duvel. Have I actually reviewed this on the channel? I don't think I've actually reviewed this on the channel. So this is Belgian Golden Strong Ale. They call it Belgian Strong Blonde. This is the definitive beer. I mean, it's Duvel is Duvel. So one of the definitive beers of the style. I would argue it's actually a little bit distinct in the sense that like it's just different from the other Belgian Golden Strong Ales, but thankfully they shouldn't be testing me on this one. Like they're generally not gonna ask, or for sure they're not gonna ask you, hey, is this a triple or Belgian Golden Strong Ale? Yeah, at least for Advanced Cicerone, it's too hard. Even for Mass, I don't think they even bother with that. And like, but so you actually see my Delirium Noel glass. Actually, I have Belgian glassware a little bit. I try to, pretty much all of it's almost all gone, but get to keep a few glasses. And yeah, let's see. So, got a Belgian glass. I will tell you, pour this as light as you can. This guy sits at super, super high volumes of CO2. So, like one of the most carbonated beers you can find on the market. Arguably, like the most. One of the most. Anyway, at least from what I understand. So, I think this guy. Beer is wonderfully light. Light gold color. I get, yeah, a little bit of chill haze, but mostly just like a clear beer, relatively clear, but like, yeah, a little bit of chill haze. So like a light plus kind of haze to it. Wonderful fluffy white head, nice and rocky, eggshell white, really tight kind of bubble formation up there with large bubbles sitting over here. They say this is best by a year, in a year. So, really cool. Huge history with this beer, huge processes, all this interesting stuff, a lot of like bottle conditioning that goes on with this stuff. Very interesting beer. So, let's see how this guy goes. Oh, yeah, that's quite nice. So, maybe not the freshest example. I think I get a little bit of this kind of like oxidative quality, but it sits on a warm shelf, so that's what we get. But in general, with this beer, I get a really nice kind of like pear ester. It's a very strong pear ester beer. Here, I get some of that. It's like a little bit tart pear. A little bit of like, what do I get? Like light kind of Belgian phenolics going on. So you got a little bit of light spicy quality as well. Cheers. It's more clear on the palate in the sense of like what it's trying to do. This is a dangerous one. It's a highly attenuated, lightly fruity, highly carbonated beer. I mean, it's just delectable. Up front, it's boozy. It's got this kind of like vinous note. It's almost like champagne in the sense it's like highly carbonated, a little bit fruity. So you get this kind of like champagne / prosecco kind of character because it sells, because the beer is so dry. There's nothing to really hide behind. So that like 9.5 really shows, or 8.5 really shows. So it has this like prickly carbonation, booze, white grapey thing. So it's like, again, sells you a little bit like sparkling wine. So it has a lot of wine character to this. I would argue if you're a sparkling white wine drinker or white wine drinker in general, this might be one of the best beers to introduce people to. The dryness is also quite important. It's also quite fruity. So up front, I get more of that kind of pear. It's covered up by this like, this is phenolic in here. It's quite interesting. Pear, sweet, tart, white grape. A little bit of like white pepper flavor in there as well. And there's this strange kind of like, I mean, not necessarily all flavor, but like, I want to say maybe there's a little bit of like light. Yeah, there's like a light nail polish remover kind of thing going on. That is also an ester. It's quite light in here. And then it's also quite noticeably like boozy. Like this is definitely like, it's super drinkable, but like you just can't hide behind a beer that doesn't have that sweetness to it. And you just like, it's going to be alcoholic on the way down. That's a very tasty beer though. Wow. despite that booziness, it is dumb drinkable. The high carbonation, the dryness of this beer just makes it, I mean, like, okay, so literally, this is what a of 11 ounce. I've done a full review. People will complain sometimes why it takes so small pours or small sips. Is that half the beer? That's like almost half the beer gone. Yeah, that's really tasty. There's something else. Yeah, I think it might be lightly oxidized. Like it's set on a warm shelf. Like I get a little bit of this kind of like envelope paper kind of thing, which is what I was talking about, that plasticky thing. So it might not be the ester coming in. Fresh, this should be vibrant, a little bit more estery, a little bit more clean. But that's what you get on shelf beer. So you know what? I maybe should have picked one out of the cold section because I think they had 4-packs in the cold section. So that reminds you. I don't know what their Best Buy is. Like, there's no way this obviously was, this bottle condition should last pretty well, but it's also relatively hoppy beer, ideally. Like, there should be a good amount of hopping to this beer. So I think the style sits at like 22 to 35 IBUs, if I'm correct, or 20 to 35 IBUs. I'm gonna working on that. Advances are coming in a couple months, so that's gonna something locked down real soon. So very tasty stuff. As for rating, I want to find you guys a better example of the beer. As for where it sits right now, let's go with a solid. This guy is dumb drinkable. It's really scary, honestly. 93. Like, this just gets the job done. Like, for people that are looking for like something that's imperial, I do definitely like imagine people seeking hops, and that's what beers like Imperial Voodoo Ranger does in Tall Boys and Stovepies right now. But like, this to me is the OG of drinkability and get you messed up. So until next time, 93. Cheers. Later.